Hey, so we wrapped up our last series before the summer this week, the series we called Habit, and we were talking about singing. And we hit on a couple neat ideas. If I can say so myself, I thought it was a pretty good sermon, particularly because it kind of really hit at some things IRL in my life that I'm kind of working through. And always that's kind of fun when you get to do that live in front of everyone. But there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to our song and our singing corporately together in our liturgy as a church. And that's this idea of song as eschatology. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a place for lament in our singing, that we sing songs about what is broken in the world and what is broken in us and the way that our heart breaks when we experience that in the world. And that's probably a growth edge for us at Commons, that we could do a better job incorporating into our gatherings together space to mourn and grieve. But at the same time, when we come and we sing, part of what we are doing is proclaiming not just what we hope, but what we believe will be one day. So when we sing songs about how we rejoice in the presence of our enemies, or how our weapon is a melody, this is an affirmation of the world that we believe will one day be. That's the kingdom of God, this divine imagination for how the world could be. This is what we're singing about. It's not naive. It's not that we just pretend everything's okay. It's not that we just block out what we're experiencing through Monday to Saturday and we pretend that things are great on Sunday. That's not what our singing is about. Our singing is about placing our hope in something that could be and would be and, as Christians, will be. That the earth is being healed and repaired and made well right now, but that there is coming a day when God will renew all things. God will make all things right. Every tear will be wiped away, and all of our pain will be embraced by God and healed by God. That's ultimately what we hope for. And so when we come and we sing, it's not naive, it's not foolish, it's not pretend, it's not a fake it until you make it kind of moment. It's an opportunity for us to place our trust in the story that we hope for the world. Not just for us as individuals, but for all individuals, for all the world, for all of creation, that all of it might be healed and made right. And we are declaring our eschatology. Eschatology is just this fancy Christian word that we use for the end of time, what we believe that everything is leading towards and building towards. And those of us who follow the story of Jesus and invest in the kingdom of God and that divine imagination, we believe that at the end of time, all things will be made right. And so when we sing, this is more than just a moment of saying nice words. This is a moment of declaring our theology, that in the midst of our brokenness, in the midst of our pain, in the midst of everything that we see around us all the time, we declare a future that we believe in. Now, the trick on the other side of that is that actually we have to then leave that space and be willing to work for that future. I mean, if we just say those words and we just hold on to them for 7 days until we get to say them again, then that really doesn't do much. But if we can declare our trust in a world made right, and then we can leave that room with the confidence to go out and make the world better, to heal the people around us, to believe that there are people who want to invest in our story and our wholeness, that we can actually go out and use our resources and our empathy and our compassion and our story to make the world better in some small way, then this becomes vitally important for our experience of Christianity. That sometimes we need to say what we believe in. We need to hear that others believe it, and then we need to put that into practice when we leave. But if we don't have the space to say what we trust in and to express our eschatology out in the real world in real time, to hear it for ourselves and echoed back for us, then it becomes really hard to work for that. And so when we sing together, remember that what you are doing is declaring the future that you hope for and trusting that your story and your commitment to that story actually affects the world around you, that you have a place to contribute to the story of God as God renews all things. Your singing is really important because it's part of how you invest yourself in a story that you are meant to play a part in.